Hello, my lovelies. Now officially the end of summer, which is exciting and sad in some type of ways. I had probably one of the best summers of my adult life. A lot of things have changed, and I actually had you guys following along with me during this journey of my first adult summer. That sounds weird. I'm 25. It's not my first adult summer. This summer was fully revolved around me, and it was a very selfish summer, and I had a blast. So I got to spend time with family. I got to enjoy a lot of time alone. I navigated, grief, heartbreak, went through the healing process, still going through the healing process, and really just had a great time. So now that the summer is officially ended and we're in September and we're about to start fall, I kind of wanted to go into some of the things that brought me joy or just made my summer a little bit easier for me. So let's get started. My skin was getting dry this summer. I get an unscented beef towel and I'll put it in my description just so you guys could see it. I've gone into it quite a bit on my channel, so I didn't want to OD it and talk about it too much. I believe I also talked about African shea butter a little bit. This helps a lot with my discoloration with my skin. More specifically, this summer, I actually, for the first time in my life, got sunburned. I'm almost 25 years old. I've lived in South Florida my whole life. I've never in my life gotten sunburnt ever. It's just getting so hot to the point where it's just not realistic. I can't keep on doing that. Basically, I just went outside, didn't put sunscreen on, and I completely destroyed my skin. This helped a lot with that. I used this and then a little bit of castor oil, and I really wanted to make sure I didn't scar because my whole back was burnt, and even parts of my face. It was actually the worst thing ever. I've never had a sunburn, so I really didn't know what to do. Yeah, I use this. It helps a lot. It says that you can use it as sunscreen. I would not suggest that. Use actual sunscreen. It's getting too hot for these natural remedies, to be honest with you. You need cancer-causing parabens at this point. I use this for any skin issue that I have. It cures basically everything on surface level. Let me emphasize that. One of the newest things that I've actually been adding to my skin, and it helps so much with glowy skin. Let me just tell you this. Vaseline is the name brand. Vaseline, Aquaphor, I don't know what it's called. What is this actually called? If you don't go by the brand. Vaseline, Aquaphor, petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly? I think it's called petroleum jelly. They're too good. My skin just looks too good. I'm telling you, it's the best thing ever. Basically slather this on my face, my neck, and my hands too. And with my hands, I'll actually put gloves on. Literally, when I say I put a thick layer on, I put the thickest layer on. I get a little bit of extra, put it on my fingers, and put the thickest layer I can under my eyes, and I don't blend it in, and I go to sleep like that. My skin soaks this stuff up like it's nothing. This has been making my skin the glowiest it's ever been. It helps with maintaining moisture during the heat, so I don't have to keep on adding stuff throughout the day because, I have a 9 to 5. So going out and just on my days off, I don't want to sit here and constantly moisturize my skin. This helps a lot with maintaining moisture in my skin. Oh, let's go into just some basic makeup stuff. During the summer, I don't really like wearing a lot of makeup, but the last couple summers I've had to because my skin was covered in scars and acne and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was insecure, get over it. This year, I was actually so confident in my skin that I didn't want to wear too much makeup. One of my all-time favorite things during the summer, this is a blush tint or a lip stain. I know Benefit has one, Elf has one too. This is in Sheer For It blush tint. Life-changing, best thing ever. I actually have it on now. I put it on my cheeks and then I'll also put it on my lips. It makes me look glowy. It makes me look bright. It makes me look happy. It adds color to my face. It makes me look less dull. It's one of the best ways to look put together without actually having to put a full face of makeup on. I'll use this and then I'll just put on whatever mascara that I have. Sometimes I want a darker lip. I think with my skin tone, darker colors look better. So I've actually been using this random lip stain by Veldoro. It's in raspberry pink. It's the plumpest, deep, bright yet dark lip stain. So people just use it to line their lips. I cover my whole lips in it. I don't care. I know it says raspberry pink and the color on the end looks brighter. It is a little bit of a deeper color. Once this dries, literally all you have to do is pucker your lips and it'll peel off and you're good to go. Oh, I want to go into some of my favorite scents. I have a couple. Anything fresh and airy is something that I'm obsessed with. These scents are not cheap. I have been investing more money into perfumes and colognes and whatever. I know there's like different terms, because I really do like smelling good. And even if I'm not like the most put together, my scent is like a signature thing for me. But this is my signature scent. It is a very expensive scent. I invested money into it. This one was actually gifted to me, luckily, because that's how much I'm obsessed with it. Dominique Rapion? Portrait of the Lady. I've talked about this a lot. I think I posted on other social medias. It's so good. It's very airy. It makes me feel sexy. It makes me feel like a grown woman. It just builds up my confidence, and that's also why I've been investing a little bit more money into scents. Most of these scents are actually gifted to me, which is funny because I'm like, I'm investing money, but I'm showing you the ones that I never paid for, but it is what it is. This YSL, I don't know what scent this is. I'm almost done with it. This is like a Libre by YSL. It's not an everyday scent. This is definitely more of like a date night, special event scent, because I got the more concentrated one. It was gifted to me. I didn't know there was another version of it, but it smells really, really good. I'm gonna show you like the one brand that truthfully comes out with the best perfumes. They're affordable. They look like body mist. They're not necessarily like in glass bottles, but Ashley Tisdale, Sharpay, you did your thing with these. There's times where I will grab like a freshy scent before I'll grab my more expensive perfumes. This one I got most recently. It's Bergamot Cedar, and this was $16. I kind of want to like spray some on me right now. Oh my God, it smells so good. You could tell the quality of a scent by how it sticks to your skin. I noticed, at least with me, with like Victoria's Secret or Pink body mist, the scent would constantly change. It would never smell the same. And you had to spray so much of it to get the scent to even stick to you. This is not. This is, you treat this like it's a very expensive cologne or perfume because it sticks that well to your skin. I really want to go more into one of the biggest parts of my summer, which is healing and like my spiritual journey. All-time favorite things that I started doing was getting into different types of media consumption. I was doom scrolling a lot on my phone. As I was doom scrolling, weirdly enough, I got to this video talking about intentional media consumption. Truthfully, there was a time where I thought like going on social media was so beneficial because I watched videos that genuinely brought me joy, and I wasn't just like scrolling and flipping through whatever was in front of me. I decided to do a 30-day cleanse. I started listening to manifestation music. Manifestation music is just basically where the lyrics are kind of talking about aspects of your life that you want to change or things that you want in life. One of my favorite artists for manifestation music is Ariana Grande. Successful, Just Like Magic is one that I listen to at least 2 to 3 times a day. Just like magic, oh, just like magic, oh, I get everything I want because I attract it. You're gonna have to deal with me because I'm not getting copyrighted. Glamorous by Fergie, Lucky Girl by Carolina. Empire State of Mind is like one of my main manifestation songs that I play. It's always been a dream of mine to move to New York, so listening to Empire State of Mind and it talking about the city in such a positive light and how it changes you, that's my form of manifestation because that's going to be my reality one day. When I listen to this music, it kind of gets me in a more positive mood, and with that, I'm able to be a more positive person and actually do the things that would lead me to a life like that. I make it mandatory that I watch at least 1 film a week. Lately, I've been kind of obsessed with the starting over stories. There have been a couple of like starting over stories specifically that are centered around women who went through heartbreak in some type of way. Eat, Pray, Love is genuinely like one of the stories that most people have watched or read. It really goes to show, even while you're going through the healing process, there are setbacks. You could think that you fully healed and one day it completely changes. So I like that. It kind of made me look at my experience and my reality a little bit differently because sometimes I beat myself up if I don't heal in like such a linear way, but that's not how healing is. Like, you know, sometimes you cut your knee open, it scabs up, and then the scab falls off and you have to go through the process again. Under the Tuscan Sun was also my favorite ones, especially because Sandra Oh was in it. She was really one of my favorite characters in that movie. It was just a beautiful story of a woman who just decided to take a chance on her life after, you know, being cheated on, and just really wanted to finally live her life for her. It's a great chosen family story too. In the beginning, she really wanted to find someone and then ended up just living her life and realizing that, you know, the right person will come when they do. And one of the best, most realistic parts of it, especially because like that's my experience too, just because you find love after like extreme heartbreak doesn't mean that person's the love of your life either. Take your time, experience life, and experience the people around you. Right people will come around, and you know, the love of your life will come around. Another one is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Kind of goes more into something that I struggle with. I maladaptive daydream a lot, and sometimes I feel like I spend most of my days dreaming about what my life could be instead of living it. That movie is a great example. You don't always have to necessarily live in your head, but even if you're not doing the most extreme things, doesn't mean your life doesn't have an impact on other people, or it doesn't mean you're not making a difference. So I thought that was a very beautiful story, and I really enjoyed it. Those starting over stories are my favorite. So if you guys have like any movies that are kind of the premise of that, I would love those suggestions, because I've been falling down a rabbit hole of starting over stories. Let's go into like my actual physical consumption. So I can't really like talk about this summer without acknowledging the journey that I just recently went on and finished. One thing I will say about this book, just like any journey in life, you kind of have to adapt it to you. Sometimes I would read parts of this journey and realize the author may have had more access to money than I do. I kind of adapted it to myself in that way. Regardless, I thought it was a great book. I know some people are against it because they're not into like the whole spiritual conversations. I think some people like hear spiritual journey or anything like that and they think of like crazy hippies in the forest that are like in a cult. It's not what spirituality is, but also there's mentions of like God and things like that. And just like when Einstein talked about God, he didn't necessarily talk about like the Christian or Catholic or, you know, any other God. He kind of talked about God as like a certain type of entity or like a bigger than us type of conversation. It was more of what God represented, not what you think God is. And that's kind of how you have to approach the book. It's your own individual journey. It's a solo journey, and you kind of have to learn more about what works for you while you're going through it. And I think that's why a lot of people tend to be kind of like turned off by it, because they often don't know what that means to them. It kind of like ripped me open and like pulled out like the mushy stuff of me. I can say I've been a lot. Why do I feel like I'm gonna cry? That's not cute. I could say ever since I started this journey, I've definitely been a little bit more patient and calm with myself, maybe more of a gentle person. One beautiful thing that came out of this is I've been sitting on my short film. It was my first screenplay. It was my first film. It was such a beautiful and personal journey that I never wanted to post the film, and I did. Now I don't really question whether or not I should post some things. I just do it. It's been beautiful being able to share so many different parts of myself on the internet. And even if the video doesn't get a lot of views or interactions, I know that I put myself out there, and it's nice to know that, you know, there's other people besides me who got to experience the journey that comes with filmmaking, photography, anything. Truthfully, my creative self is something that I'm not afraid to hide anymore, and I'm very happy that I was able to find that joy and find that peace in creating through this journey. I'm gonna go into two other books that I've been reading. This one's one of my favorites. It's called Artists Awakening the Spirit Within. She kind of gives like tips of how to like really look deep down within yourself, meditation techniques. She kind of goes into her personal stories and how she realizes that sometimes in life you just have to take the next step, even if it's scary. If you don't want to go through the 12-week journey of Artist Way, I think you could get almost the same amount of things out of this. I would say the one con is that it kind of opens you up just like the Artist Way, but it doesn't give you a 12-week time period to do it. So even within like the first couple pages, she called me out in 10 different ways, made me cry in 10 different ways, made me smile in 10 different ways. And that happened within like a week, not even. If you feel like you're prepared and you're ready to go through a journey where you really open yourself up, I would 100% suggest this book. You know, it's definitely one of my favorite reads. And I think anyone who considers themselves an artist or creative should genuinely go through it. I just wanted to go into this because I've been getting a little bit more into screenplay writing. The one thing is a screenplay writing is a little bit different. So I knew that I needed to get a book or at least take a class on how to write screenplays. For when I go back into like my denial film and I look at that screenplay, I'm like, ooh, there was a lot of things wrong with this screenplay, but I didn't know how to properly write one. I didn't know the formatting, the margins. It was my first film and it went well and it worked out, but I can't keep on doing that, especially because I have a longer film that I want to write. So this book has been great because it kind of gives me examples of how to include visuals in my screenplay without necessarily writing like a whole paragraph. It's been a little bit of an adjustment because when I first wrote even my short film screenplay, it was like 20 pages. And I could have easily cut that down to like a 5-page screenplay, but I needed to realize that writing a screenplay is you're writing for a film. You're not writing a book and letting someone interpret it in their own way. This book helps a lot with that. I didn't finish reading it. I just wanted to kind of shout it out because it's been a great read. It definitely has been. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, let's go into the next thing. So I've been talking about my spiritual and wellness journey. One thing that's been different, and I think I've shown it in like some of my vlogs because I like poking fun at it, saying like baddies, shot o'clock. Ginger turmeric shots, I have them every morning on an empty stomach. It's been life-changing when it comes to just my health in general. Weirdly enough, I feel like I get more energy from the ginger turmeric shots than I do from like coffee or even matcha. Speaking of matcha, I need some. It's been life-changing for my body. My body's changed so much. My digestion has been great. Weirdly enough, TMI, but also not. If you're a woman, it helps so much with your periods, the heaviness, the pain with it. I don't know how to explain it. Basically, like, heals you from the inside out. Ooh, another thing that I've been doing is daily meditation. I think everyone's idea of what meditation is very different. The book that I just showed you, the Artist's Spiritual Awakening book, she kind of talked about how meditation changed her life. And I have been meditating, and you know, most of my meditation was really strictly through Shavasana when I finished my yoga classes. But I really wanted to kind of go into other forms of meditation. I noticed that with Shavasana, I would have such crazy visual experiences, and I've been practicing yoga specifically with one instructor who expresses how important meditation is for the practice. I will say in the beginning of doing daily meditation, I would constantly struggle with falling asleep. And that's not meditation, that's sleeping at that point. But I would constantly fall asleep, and I started getting annoyed because I hate feeling like I'm not doing something properly. But the one thing that the artist book that I just showed you taught me is there's really like no right or wrong way with meditation. What you need to do is focus on your breathing, and when your thoughts come, let them pass. And Eat, Pray, Love kind of talked about that. Think about someone, miss them, send them love and light, and move on. Yeah, what I've been doing lately is meditating at night, because at night I tend to have the most anxiety now. I'm not an anxious morning person anymore. I'm like a hardcore anxious night person. Probably because I don't work out at night. I work out in the morning. So in the morning, I just get up and go work out, and my thoughts kind of are like forced out because I'm doing something else. At night, it's not necessarily like that. I'm kind of still, and a lot of negative thoughts come. So it's kind of amazing how many thoughts will pop in your head while you're meditating. And it's so beautiful when you have a negative thought and you're able to push past it and move it out of your head. And it's really been helping a lot with me just being calmer, reacts as much as I used to. And that's because I constantly meditate and constantly sit with my thoughts. So even if someone like gives me a negative experience or treats me badly, I'm always kind of like prepared for it in some type of way. I would suggest it to anyone who feels like maybe they live a lot of their life inside of their head. Take it one day at a time, take it one breath at a time specifically. You can't breathe in the past and you can't breathe in the future. You can only breathe in the present, and just try to focus on that when you first start meditating. Another big thing I've been doing, let me show you my daily journaling. So I have multiple. I'm just going to show you two that I currently have. This one is actually just my daily journal. Isn't she so adorable? I will suggest, if you're hesitant to journal, just get a journal and decorate the front, and it'll motivate you so much. So this is my daily journal. This journal I use specifically to write in the morning or write at night. As long as I write in it once a day, and basically I fill the page with like every thought that I have, whether it's positive or negative. There's no pressure to be anything when I'm writing in this. It's just write what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. It's been interesting because I actually do practice going back into my journals and reading past entries. And it's so interesting to see how I felt in certain situations, how I felt when certain people treated me a certain way, how I felt about myself when I was in certain situations, or even how I feel about myself now in the present. Especially when it comes to like my future and the things that I want to do. I have like a journal for just my thoughts where I could just like brain dump into it. And then I also have like a journal for my manifestation, because I don't want my negative thoughts to be put into my manifestation journal and then I manifest the negative thoughts. I do have multiple journals. I have other ones too for like business, all those things. I had way more things to talk about, but I feel like this is good. I kind of showed a lot of things that I cared about and enjoyed, and yeah, so we'll just stick with that for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have the best rest of your year. We're in the last 3 to 4 months of the year, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but also very exciting. I'm excited to see what next year is going to bring me, and I'm excited to see what 25 is going to bring me, and I'm very grateful for you guys because you guys were able to follow along with my journey this summer. I know there was a lot of ups and downs, and trust me, I felt it, but I genuinely had a blast, and I'm so excited to show you the things that I love and the later years, and you know, I'm excited. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, my lovelies.